Yo, whoa, what is going on YouTube? It's your boy Dan, aka aDrive. I'm bringing you guys a brand new video today, and today we are talking about Mamoswine in Pokemon Unite. Mamoswine is officially confirmed for September 29th launch, the most recent update and patch is going to be taking place on Wednesday, the 29th. Usually these patches go live at 3 a.m. And in this video, I'm going to break down everything you need to know about Mamoswine for Pokemon Unite. Very excited about this character. It is a new Defender character, and it's probably the most anticipated character that I've had since launch. So I'm really stoked about Mamoswine. So let's take a look at kind of the announcement, first and foremost, from the Pokemon Unite Twitter, which just went up seconds ago as of me recording this. You'll have to bear with me. I'm under the weather. I'm feeling pretty sick, but let's take a look at this Mamoswine clip here. Get ready to freeze the competition in their tracks when Mamoswine joins Pokemon Unite on 9/29. There is Mamoswine, of course, making his debut. Very epic. And I'm going to actually break down all of its moves, everything that Mamoswine can do. We've actually got some pretty cool leaks from some interesting people now that we have kind of the data mines for the mobile launch. So that allows things to be very interesting because we can actually take a look at a lot of things. So if you guys are excited for Mamoswine, show some love, hit that like button down below, and of course subscribe to the channel if you guys are new. So that's the gist there on Mamoswine. But let's actually take a look at a little bit of a deeper dive on Mamoswine and what you can expect of this character. So the first thing is you start off as a Swinub, and Swinub has two different attacks, Tackle and Ice Shard. So Tackle allows you to dash forward towards the opposing Pokemon and actually hits them, and it actually dealing damage to opposing Pokemon it hits and throwing them. You also have Ice Shard, which hurls 3 chunks of ice at the designated location, dealing damage to opposing Pokemon in the area of effect and decreasing their movement speed for a short time. If you hit by all 3 chunks, you actually leave them frozen for a short period of time, similar to a Alolan Ninetales freeze mechanic, which is really cool. Now, there is a couple things that concern me about this Pokemon. The first one is it evolves at level 6. So once Swinub evolves into level 6, it becomes Piloswine. You also get access to different moves here. Ice Fang is the one that I'm most excited about. Ice Fang uses cold infused fangs to throw the opposing Pokemon closer to the user, dealing damage and leaving them frozen for a short period of time. You can then designate a direction for the slam to throw them forward or backwards, dealing damage to opposing Pokemon in the area effect and leaving them frozen for a short period of time. So you can pick them up with Ice Fang and then turn and yeet them over your shoulder towards your team or away from their team or whatever it may be, which is very cool. Ice Fang Plus increases the area of effect when the opposing Pokemon are all left frozen after the slam attack. Very cool. I think that Ice Fang is going to be amazing. By the way, this is a Defender Pokemon, so that's important to note. So it's got a lot of crowd control, a lot of CC, a lot of stuns. It can get into fights, stun opposing teams, and really set up the fight for the rest of the team, for the offensive Pokemon, the carries, the Greninjas and Cinderaces of the world. High Horsepower has the user rush recklessly in the designated direction, dealing damage to opposing Pokemon it hits and shoving them. The user then stomps its feet, dealing damage to opposing Pokemon in the area and leaving them unable to act for a short period of time. So again, another stun. The stomping deals increased damage to frozen opposed Pokemon. So if you're able to combo that with a freeze, you actually are going to deal more damage. And then you also increase the rush speed and the length of time opposing Pokemon are left unable to act when you get to level 14, when you get High Horsepower Plus. So that's obviously a tough climb there. Icicle Crash drops icicles in the designated location, dealing damage to opposing Pokemon in the area of effect, decreasing their movement speed. There's a final icicle that shatters after a set amount of time when it hits other moves or boosted attacks. It deals damage to opposing Pokemon in the area of effect, leaving them frozen. If it's shattered by Tackle or High Horsepower, so if you combo that, the ground is covered in ice, which increases movement speed of allies that run over it. So you actually almost have a support effect there, where you can have your Icicle Crash get broken by your own Tackle or High Horsepower, and then ultimately you set up the floor where your team can have higher movement speed, much like Eldegoss's Leaf Tornado. Lastly is Earthquake, which is kind of like a mini Heavy Slam, like a Snorlax Heavy Slam. You leap towards the designated direction and land forcefully, dealing damage to opposing Pokemon and pulling them towards the user. And then when you get the upgraded effect at 14, I'm actually surprised to see that both of these are 14, but maybe it's the 2 different options. Decreases the movement speed of opposing Pokemon for a short time when this move hits, and increases the move's pulling power. And then its Unite move, it actually jumps towards a designated location. You become immune to hindrances, which is amazing, and then you repeatedly stomp the ground, dealing damage to opposing Pokemon in the area of effect, and decreasing their movement speed for a short time with the stomp. The final stomp throws opposing Pokemon in the area of effect. So a lot of disruption, a lot of CC. I think one of the biggest things to mention about this Pokemon, though, I mentioned it evolves into Piloswine at level 6. It does not evolve into Mamoswine until level 10. So that's kind of a big deal, right? Getting to level 10 is a bit of a hike. We see Pokemon like Gardevoir and Garchomp. Some of these Pokemon can really struggle early game to get to that level 10 mark. If you can get to level 10, then I'm sure you can put in the work. But dealing with a Swinub until 6 and then a Piloswine until 10, that is definitely going to be a little tricky because you're not getting to 10 usually until Dreadnought 2. Maybe a little bit before then if you're having a really good game. Yes, you can get there after Dreadnought 1 if your team wins Dreadnought. But if you're a Piloswine and you're not able to kind of absorb that damage and deal the damage you need to the opposing team, you're not going to be able to support your team as a defender as well as you possibly could have. So that's something to keep in mind, right? Like, I mean, Wartortle does it till level 9. It really gets that big power spike at Rapid Spin. But that's the one concern I have over this character. I can tell you guys, I'm going to be no life in this character when he drops. When Mamoswine drops, I'm going to play Mamoswine like endlessly, man. I'm very excited for Mamoswine. Super duper excited about it. Let's talk a little bit about the cooldowns for those different moves though. Shout outs to Chow Z. I'm going to put Chow in the description below. That's how we're getting all this footage and stuff. They actually were one of the data miners here. And also, they have this footage and they actually commented on the last video, which is really cool. But so Ice Shard actually has a 7-second cooldown. Tackle has an 8-second cooldown. You've got a 10-second cooldown on Icicle Crash, an 8-second cooldown on Ice Fang, so pretty high cooldowns. And then you've got an 8-second cooldown on Tantrum, and then you've got or High Horsepower rather, and a 7.5-second cooldown on Earthquake. So some pretty high cooldowns. So its basic attack is going to be important, right? Like we're going to need to have a good understanding of this Pokemon's basic attack and how functional that is, like what the attack speed is, how all that functions. You're not going to get your Unite move till level 10, so that's going to be interesting. It does have a really cool passive. Thick Fat as its passive allows you to boost your defense and special defense 3 times in kind of a set period of time with its passive. So we'll have to see how that plays out in terms of its longevity. But again, my biggest concern over this character is how hard it's going to be to get to level 10 first and foremost. With this character, how weak they are until they get to Piloswine, and then like how, you know what I mean? Like where does that power, like, are you basically going to be useless until you get to Mamoswine is the question, right? Because that changes things a lot, especially when you have Pokemon like Crustle, which gets his evolution at 4 and basically has his full kit at level 6. You talk about Pokemon like Blastoise, which, you know, Wartortle is very good at level 7. Once you hit 7 with Wartortle, you can basically do what you need to do. You can burn through the objective, the Dreadnought with Rapid Spin, and then level 9 gives you a massive power spike because you get your Unite move. So that's already one level above, and if you've played Unite, you understand that those higher levels, you know, 1 to 3 is whatever, maybe 4, whatever. But once you get to like 9, 10, when you start to get to those higher levels, that can make a huge difference, especially if your team's behind. So that would be my one hang up on Mamoswine. But I can tell you, I'm so excited to play this character. I'm really excited to play Mamoswine, guys. Like I play defenders and support in general, so this is right up my alley, and I cannot wait to jump into it. I hope you guys are excited. Show some love. Let me know your thoughts on Mamoswine. You guys can leave a like down below, and of course, subscribe to the channel if you guys are new. Thanks for bearing with me. I'm struggling right now. I'm sick, but I am competing in a tournament today, the day this video goes up. But on the 29th, we're going to get that huge update for Mamoswine, so I'm excited. And also, they're going to do some bug fixes, hopefully. There's some massive bugs right now. Crustle is completely bugged. For those who don't know, Crustle can get its Unite move like 10 times in a match right now. It's very bugged. And Lucario is also incredibly bugged. Like, it's unplayable, guys. Like, right now, the game is in a very weird state. Lucario is incredibly overpowered. I'm not just saying it's overpowered. Like, it's completely bugged. Like, the tournament I'm playing in today, they banned Lucario and Crustle and Fluffy Tail. Fluffy Tail's bugged, too, on mobile. So, lots of bug fixes we need right now. But I'm excited about this new character launch. I don't know what's going on with Sylveon. I'll show you guys a link in the description below if you want to see the coverage on Sylveon. But very, very stoked that Mamoswine's coming soon. So show some love, guys, and that's going to be that. Let me know if you guys are picking up Mamoswine. I'm assuming it'll be 8,000 coins, but we don't know just yet. But thank you guys so much for watching this one. I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.